Hello everybody, I'm Roadblock and this is a Raid Shadow Legends video back on the free-to-play account. So today I think I said that I was going to talk about uh, something different, but something came up and I really wanted to focus on this. Now, somebody very keen-eyed in the comments said, hey, your team is going to struggle against Magic Affinity, and they were dead on. So what are the problems against Magic Affinity? So with Magic Affinity, we have on our team we have a Spirit Affinity Anchorite. So that means he will become the stun target. Now, in my experimenting, what I learned is it's okay if you're so in my early runs, Godseeker was the stun target because of her positioning in the order. And that was okay. She'd get stunned every now and then, but it would be fine. Most of the time, intercept would be up. The problem wasn't the stun, the problem was the extra damage. So she had to mitigate not only the damage coming in from his AoE attacks, but then that stun attack was taking more shield away, and we weren't recouping that shield as much over the course of the fight. So, well, now I'm experiencing a similar problem. They made a great suggestion, and it is a smart suggestion, but there's a flaw. The suggestion was to put Anchorite in the lead. If I put Anchorite in the lead, that means that Wixwell will target intercept on Anchorite more often and at the start of the fight, which is absolutely true. The problem is that I lose a ton of defense. So the first time I tried the team, I tried my normal team, which we're gonna rename real quick. So because I don't want to get confused. Wix. We'll just go with Wix. Okay, I ran out of room. All right, so this is the normal team that I run. So I said, okay, I'll make a new team for Magic Affinity. I brought all the rules over. The order is everything in the same, except I put Anchorite in the lead. But we lose that increased defense aura. And so Anchorite kept dying. He would get intercept, but he kept dying because the shields couldn't keep up with the extra damage that he was taking because he has less mitigation. Now, if you recall, we built Anchorite in very high HP. And we did that with the intention of this shield. This shield gives 30% HP ally shield. So the more HP that I have on Anchorite, the larger the initial shield is to everybody else on the team, which is important. You wouldn't want to put this on somebody with low HP. The problem I have is that I don't know how much wiggle room I have here. I don't know if I lose 6,000 HP, am I still going to be good in terms of the size of the shield that we initially get? And I haven't really experimented with that, but the reality is I don't have good gear to replace. I need 4 pieces of this set. Okay? I've got 2 HP pieces right here. Speed on the boots, of course. If I look in my roster, I go defense primary. We're just going to look for defense, gloves, and chest. I do have these speed boots, but speed gloves with no other reasonable substats. No speed. Like, this is honestly, that's a trash piece that needs to get sold. And we come down to shield set. I do have some chests, but again, I need to have some speed on there that I would lose. I would lose, 8 speed right there? That's a lot of speed to lose for this team and potentially fall out of tune. I also don't have enough silver to fully level this up. So what I did instead was go through and level up or ascend rather, all of the gear that was on there. So I got a little bit of defense here. I got a little bit of defense here. I even went so far as to do Phantom Shogun's Grove, which I haven't done in a while. Unfortunately, I didn't get any defense rolls. So this is the most defense I can currently get in Anchorite's current build. I even did something I shouldn't have done. I went to the Great Hall, and I got defense from the Great Hall. Now, why shouldn't I have done this? I had I almost had 2,000 gold resources saved up, which I save up for clan versus clan. However, getting this team to be 100% was more important to me than a few thousand points in clan v clan. I can make up those points in other ways. I needed those resources right now. I needed that defense. So what I ultimately ended up with was 2,932. I do have some defense in Demon Lord, so I get 2,952. That's well short of the number where I would want to be. If we look at Ursula, Ursula is my stun target, and she survives with 3,290 defense. So that was my goal. My goal was to get around 3,290. Now, something strange happened. I ran this team after these changes. I ran this team, and it looked like it was working. I did it in the regular way. I didn't do the auto battle, and I watched it, and it looked like the team was working. I was very confident. I exited it. I went back and did the auto battle, and it failed. I don't know why. I really don't. It looked like it was working. Then when I went back and tested it again, it wasn't. So it proved to me that it wasn't 100% and that there was some more defense needed. So I went through, I tried to find everything that I could, and I ran the team again with him as the lead. I also got a few extra masteries on him just to try and mitigate a little bit more damage. I went up into here. I do suppose, now that I think of it, there is Iron Skin. I could perhaps go down to Iron Skin. The ultimate goal on the masteries for him would be to go to War Master for that extra damage. But I could perhaps work my way down to Iron Skin. So that is a possibility. I don't want Selfless Defender. I'd have to go Cycle of Revenge, but there's a little bit of risk in there with that turn meter fill, but I think it'd be fine. Either way, I don't ultimately think I need to do that. The reason being is I tried something else. And I'm simply just filling you guys in on what I did. I realize there'll probably be a lot of people in the comments saying, like, oh, try this, try that, try this. I'm pretty sure that it works now. I've tested it only once so far before recording of this video, but everything seemed to work, and I'm going to show you that. What I ended up doing, instead of keeping him in the lead, I actually went back with my main team. I went back with the Wix Clan Boss team, where Wixwell is the lead. Because we get 28% more defense, which could potentially give me the defense I need for Anchorite to survive. So we're going to go ahead and start it here. And you will see, Anchorite will get stunned on this first turn. But that's okay. It doesn't throw, or not first turn, sorry, but on the third turn. It doesn't, is it the third or the second turn? We'll find out. When's the stun? Okay, third turn. He will get stunned. Now, oh, I did one other thing. Because I gained, I had a, not a mission. I had a, it's not a mission, it's not a quest, it's that other part of the game, where you get those, like, assignments to do. And if you do them, you get rewards. I can't remember what they're called. Either way, I had one thing left. And challenges. I had one challenge left. I've done all my challenges on this account except ascending 3 things to level 5 in the Great Hall. Well, you saw that I did that, so I got a legendary book for that. I put that legendary book on Wixwell, so you're going to see that my team is now complete, because he only needed one more book to get his 3-turn cooldown on the Intercept. So you will see that Intercept goes out way more often, which is great for the team. I've been hoping for that. I've been waiting for that. Now, in the test phase, if you haven't been testing a Wixwell team, what you're looking for is this right here. You want to make sure this shield stays on. This will be the first shield to fall off if Anchorite takes too much damage. So the goal here is, with the defensive aura, we will increase Anchorite's defense enough that he can take the stun damage. We don't want him to get stunned. As you can see, there's Intercept on him just in time. We don't necessarily want him to get stunned, but we want him to be able to survive the damage. He needs extra defense for that. Now, we get the increased defense buff, and now we have the increased defense aura that I didn't previously have in my previous attempts. I have already tested this run. It looked good, but we're going to run it on camera here and see how consistent that is. So also, I while it doesn't look right on my monitor over here, you will see that the shields will get very thin for you guys. They'll get very thin, and you'll get to see that. That's what you're looking for. They did get to that point, but I still get nervous that there might be something else going on. The buffs do get a little bit low. That initial stun slows things down. So you did see we got down to 1 on the buffs, which leaves a lot less wiggle room. So there is the potential that the stun could come at the wrong time later on down the road, and the team could still fail. I don't know. What I'm looking for is just to make sure that the shield stays on. And it could also be that maybe we're looking at like a 70% success rate or a 60% success rate, and I happen to see a victory. We don't know. This is only the second time I'm running it in this configuration. You'll see we ignored the stun there, which is great. That's what we're looking for. And there are a ton of other ways to fix this. A reflex set on Wixwell would solve this probably. All you need is that one proc, that extra shield buff, and all of a sudden everything works perfectly. That is the great thing about reflex set and this particular composition, is if you just get one extra extend and shield increase, that would probably mitigate any of the issues that you would have related to defense, related to survivability, all of those things. But usually, once you hit this kind of infinity shield point of view, where the shield bars get just super thin, usually you're good. Now, I am still afraid that I won't be. Again, with Intercept working the way that it is now, being fully booked, we're consistently avoiding that stun, which was not the case previously in previous runs, because Wixwell didn't always have his Intercept up. So he would actually run into a situation where he would put Intercept on other people. The good news now is it seems to rotate to where the shield stays on Anchorite. So it's only Anchorite and... Alright, so now Ursula has it. So it's only Anchorite that doesn't have what I like to say is like the infinity shield, right? So we're just hoping... See, as long as this shield's staying on, we're still good. So we're just hoping that Wixwell will get an opportunity here to extend this shield. And we see that infinity. There it is. That's what you're looking for. Now, it's going to come off here. Like I said, I've tested this. I watched it. It does come off there, right? We made it big enough, and then it just comes under that amount. But we should be able to cycle back through. I have to say, I am probably at the bare minimum of defense when it comes to Anchorite. I feel like if there's probably... we don't know. There's probably a magic number out there, but I feel like I'm within like 5 or 10 defense of being safe. It is very, very tight where the defense level is for Anchorite. It certainly feels that way. Now, theoretically, at this point, we're at the point of no return, because as you can see, the shield will just keep getting bigger, and as far as I can tell, the damage output isn't reducing that shield by a drastic amount at all. We also have quite a large cushion on our buffs. Everything's around 3 stacks for all of our buffs. So I'm feeling really, really good about this team. So much so, now that we've seen it in action and we've seen how it works, I think it's time to go ahead and give it the ultimate test, which would be the auto battle. So so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna stop here and show you guys what happens when I run the auto battle. Okay, guys, so we are back. We are about to run it here on the Ultra Nightmare. So because I crashed the game, it still shows me my old team, but that team doesn't work. So we want to use the Wix Clan Boss team. I'm setting it for quick battle. Let's find out if I've got it fixed or not. Or if I'm only seeing like a high percentage. Yeah, I'm just getting lucky when I watch it. But so far, so good. Taking nice and long. That's what you want. All right. Yeah, I feel very confident now that it's taking this long that everything's working out well. There's the 1,500 turns, 312 million damage. We solved the problem of affinity. Again, let's recap what I did, because you may be struggling to get your team to work on a specific affinity. I still see comments where people are like, oh, this isn't working or whatever. So things that I did, I built up Anchorite's defense without compromising his speed within the comp, and without compromising his HP, because he's my shield wearer, right? And then, and I had to use a lot of resources to do that you may not have access to, unfortunately. So it may be harder for you on your account. What you're looking to do, what defense does on Wixwell, is mitigate damage. So if you're able to still achieve the speed goal for yourself, you could consider a couple of different sets, for example, would work. A defense set, if you've got a 2-piece defense, that should help, right? If you can still hit your speeds. The other set that would help, I keep wanting to say bolster, but I know that's not right. Defiant, the Defiant set. So you're going to reduce that damage from AoE attacks, as well as giving yourself that increased defense. If you could manage to fit a Defiant set on any champion that's struggling to stay alive, that will probably mitigate whatever damage that they're taking and get them through it. The other thing is a reflex set on Wixwell. If you can hit your speeds and hit your defense goal with a reflex set, all you need is that percent chance, which is I don't know it off the top of my head. Reflex, a 40% chance. So on a long fight like that, I mean, we weren't dying until turn 20-something from the clan boss, right? If not higher. So, sorry, you didn't see that, but yes, I was dying around like 20, 30 turns is when the damage got greater and all that stuff, right? A reflex set, you have time, if you have good reflex gear, where as long as he gets 1 extra proc within that time frame, that should be enough to just get you over. Reflex makes this so much easier. I don't have great reflex gear on this account. My gear in general on this account is starting to become a problem for me, which hasn't been the case for quite a while. But despite the fact that I run a lot of dungeons during Clan v Clan and fusions, I am falling behind when it comes to gear pretty bad. So I need to progress into hard. That's the next goal for this account. But I hope this helps you. This video, the primary goal of this video is just to help you guys who may be struggling to get a Wixwell team completely working on all affinities. Thank you so much to the person who commented and told me about Magic Affinity, because I would have hit start today and would have found out that it failed It did 20 million on my first run today, and I would have panicked and said, "What the hell happened?" And I wouldn't even assumed that it was related to affinity. I probably would have thought that I deranked somewhere or somehow screwed it up. But my pizza's done, so I'm gonna have to end this video. Thank you guys for watching. Please consider subscribing. Best way to support my channel. I do have to go. I'll see you guys in the next video.